Hi everyone, welcome back. So happy you took the time again to come over and watch a new video from Dyanne, and my name is Janny. And of course it's time for our Sunday Funday challenge, which is hosted every last Sunday of each month. And of course, before I tell you more about that, let's go first to our first DIY. Here you see what I will use for this DIY. This DIY I will use this green planters. They are from plastic, and of course they were only $2.50, but I didn't pay $2.50 because it was 50% off and I just only paid $1.25. I am going to try to make something for fall, so I hope you enjoy this and just come with me and see what I will make from these 3 planters. Here you see how they are looking like when they are out of the package. You see already the green color is also a nice color, so if anyone wants to have a green color, this will be already fine. But of course I'm going to change it up. What I'm going to do is I will paint everything in the black color, and then we are going further with how we are going to change everything up. But first I'm going to do the base in the black color. So I'm just using the school board paint, and you see already most of the time he is covering in one coat. So I'm going to do all of them, and then I show you how they are looking like. Here you see I already painted all 3 planters and of course the little tray, and I'm going to do because I don't want to scratch my table, and also I don't want that the paint is scratched. I'm going to do 4 of the little rounds. You also do them under your chairs, so I am going to stick 4 of them under here so it won't scratch my table anymore. So now I've filled under my little tray. What I'm going to do with our little pots, because I want to have a little label over here just with some text on it. So I take you now to my magic and I show you which little text we are going to make for on top of our plants, because I want to have them very small, because I still want to show it when you still have them in your tray. Because when you do them in your tray, you see already a little bit of the planter is falling away, so I only can do a tag this big, so you still can see it when it's in his tray. So come along with me to my computer and then I show you my little tags. Here you see, this is the little tags we made for on our planter. So I'm going to did 2 of the same time. So if I do cut it wrong, I still have 1 again so I can use. So I'm going to cut out this 3 and then we are going to Mod Podge them on top of our little black planter. So here you see the prints I did print out: blessed, gather and thankful, and I am really happy how they look like. And of course I'm going to Mod Podge them on top of our planter. I'm just doing them just under the little round around the top of the top of the planter. So I'm going to Mod Podge this on top of it. So you see I have the little tags on top of it, but I don't like it really that much. What I really don't like is that because you have a tag and your planter is going round, so you get never a straight line. So what I'm going to do, but if you don't mind it this way, it's okay too, but I'm going to take some black paint and I'm going to distress around our tag, and of course I will leave the words and a little bit of the white open, but I'm going to try to make it more a little bit that the text is fitting on top of your planter. And of course if you have a Cricut, you are really great to go, because then you only have the letters in white to do on top of it. But we don't have a Cricut, we have to do with what we have. So I'm going to distress the side around it. So I just wanted to show you one of the little planters I already did with some distressing. Of course, you see I just do a little bit, and you see here this is the other one who is not done yet. So I am really loving more the distressing. It feels more that the little print is belongs there. So I am going to do the rest also. I let this one dry. The only thing I'm going to do, because not everyone is liking distressing, so the only thing I am doing, just take a brush who is flat and just going around the sides, just not enough, not a lot, but only the sides. Just work with it a little bit how you feel it's belonging there, and also on top of it, because there you work away that your tag is going around. So just going to work the white away on top of here, so it looks more like he's belonging on top of this planter in the cheap way, because of course a cricket you can buy, but that is very, for a lot of us, is very expensive to buy. If you are lucky and you are big enough as a channel, most of the time you can get them, but we are not that big, so we have to do with what we got. So I'm just going to, you see already, I'm just going to distress a little bit around the sides and just make it the same like this one. And you will see if you have them three beside each other, it will look a lot better than just with the little tag. So I'm going to do the rest because I don't want to bore you, and I see you when they are done. Now I'm going to let these three planters dry, and I'm going to gather some lamb's ear leaves, because I'm going to make from this styrofoam cone, I'm going to make a little tree from lamb's ear, and I'm going to take 2 pumpkins for on each side of my planters, and I'm going to paint them also. So I let this dry and then I will be back, and for you that is only seconds. So what I'm going to do with the cone is I'm going to look for some little leftovers for my longer branches from lamb's ear. And of course I'm taking the little leaves, so not the bigger ones who is under here, but I'm going to try to take the little leaves and just cut them off just exactly at the end. And then I'm going to glue them one by one on top of my little cone, but I show you that in a moment. But first I'm going to look for all the leaves I need, and it's a little cone, so you don't need a lot of lamb's ear, so because lamb's ear can be very pricey, so that's why I always keep my leftovers, even when they are still so small. Just keep them just in a little bag from IKEA or something else, just from Dollar Tree. Just keep it in your stash, and you are always later on you will need it again. So I'm going to make all the leaves ready just to glue it on top of our cone. So you see I looked for some little leaves. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on top of my lamb's ear, and of course I'm just going to glue it on top of here, and just leave a little bit over the underside of your, I hope I show it to you in camera, just do it a little bit over here, so you can always glue this on the under your cone. So but I'm going to glue this on top of here, and now I'm going to take the next one, and I'm going to do the next one just beside it, just do it a little over the other one, so you just have to layer it a little bit, and also again a little bit over here, so you can glue it together. If I have one round, I'll be back with you and I'll show you the second one. So you see here, this is the first layer of lamb's ear, and you see already I glue this the inside. Did glue now. The inside I did glue on top of my cone. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take another leaf and I'm going to lay them a little bit higher than this one, so you get another layer over here, and then we're going to do the third one, and then I show you how we end this cone. So you see a little bit how your lamb's ear little tree will turn out. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do some oasis in one of the planters, and of course then I will show you this is already a little bit how it will turn out. And of course I will work this. I do some oasis in it, and I will do some wooden picks inside of here, so I can push it on top of here, and then we are going to work it around with the oasis. So, but I think it will turn out very nice. And of course I still need to paint my pumpkins. So here you see my 2 pumpkins. I have so many pumpkins bought in the last year, so I have more than enough. I will going to paint this too, and of course the green color is also already very nice to have in your decor. So if you can do, you could also do it this way, this color, but I'm going to paint it in the white and then a little bit distressed. So I'm going to give it first a couple of coats of the white. And I have chalk paint, but this chalk paint is not really very covering, so I need a lot of layers. And I already got a tip to do some powder inside of it, but I can't find the powder here in the Netherlands, so I am still looking. But I'm going to do a couple of layers, and you see already I need a couple of layers to get it in the white color. So, but I won't bore you with that. I show you when they are white. So you see here I painted them in the creamy white color, and of course, like you see, I didn't do it very neat, because you see here a little dot, but I will change it up, because I will distress it with some gray, and I also will distress this side in the gray color. So I'm going to distress it a little bit, and then I show you how they turned out. So for everyone who likes to see how I distress it, at least the top, I'm just going to take the pumpkin in my hand, and I'm just dabbing off the most of the gray, and then I'm going to go inside and around your pumpkin, so to give it a little bit more structure on the sides of your pumpkin, so it will be a little bit more wider. So of course you just have to work with it, and if you do it wrong, you just paint it white again, and then you can start all over again, because I'm just, like I always say, I'm just also an amateur beginner like anyone else. There are much better crafters than I am, but I'm just always going to try to do my best and look how far I get in my DIY, and most of the times it will work okay. So you see already a little bit distressing, and most of the time I'm just going to do a little bit inside of here, a little bit in the sides. There's no reason why you should this way or that way, just going to try, and then you will see it will work out at the end. So you see our 2 pumpkins are distressed, and the only thing we still need to do is, of course, our 3 planters we still need to decorate, and that's what we're going to do right now. So what I'm going to do right now, because I want to give it a little bit of color, because the little tree from Lems here is very on the white side, and of course also our pumpkins, our label is white. So I'm going to do a little more color on top of the sides of our planter, and I have here some old branches also. You see here, well, I have to, you see here, this is the little bit of the darker red, the green, and a little bit of the orange. And you see, this is what we're going to use. I'm going to look for the little bit of the smaller leaves, the little ones, and I'm going to glue them on the sides of our planter. You see here, I'm just going to take some glue gun and go over and over. I will glue them on top of each other. Also over here I will do the same. So I'm going to do with all 3 of them. So I just will show you one planter, and I'm just going to do a little, I also can do a little bit, of course, on top of my leaf. We will see if this will work or not. No, I think I do it on top of my planter, so I will be sure that I have them in the middle, because I don't want them too much laying over it, because or else you won't see what I wrote on my tag anymore. So I'm going to do also a little bit, because we are going to layer it. I think I'm doing very difficult right now, but we will see how this will work out or not. It's always an experiment, I always say. So, and you just have to layer it. Just another one. Do a little bit on top of the leaf and just do a little bit on the sides. And just lay it a little bit in the middle of your leaf. Because you don't want to have it hanging too much over, because or else you won't see your the tag anymore. So I'm hoping that everything will go a little bit down. And again, we are going to take a little bit of the darker red. And we're going to put this one over here. Just keep it in place for a second. And then go again. Another one. A little bit on the leaf. And also a little bit over here. And just glue it over it. And just keep it in place for a second. And so we do the whole round. So this is what I mean. I just layer them over each other, and you still can see the words I wrote on it. So, and of course later on we will glue our pumpkin on top of it. You will see already a little bit how it will turn out, and I'm very happy with the result. So I'm going to do all other planters, and then we are going to decorate it. So here you see how our tray with the 3 planters turned out. I'm so happy with the contrast color, orange and a little bit of the burgundy red. What I'm going to do right now, because I want to have my topiary or tree, just how you call it, I want to have it also in the middle, and I'm going to use some picks to keep him attached to my oasis, of course. And I'm going to work it inside, and of course I have to do it for my eye, because or else I won't have it in the middle, and that won't be not a great great sight to see. So this is already a one piece inside of here, and I will work the round away. So, and of course my pumpkins also, I will glue them on top of here. So, and then in a moment I show you the end result. So here you see how our little tray with our 3 planters turned out, and I'm sorry for the lighting because it's very dark here and I needed to get a little bit more light, so it is not really a nice coloring, but I show you how my 3 little planters turned out. You see here, the only thing I did extra is just on top a little bit of the blueberry and a little bit on the underside of our little cone. I did also some loose berries, and on top of our pumpkins some 2 little leaves, and also a little bit of the blueberries, but you can choose anything you like to make it a little bit more fitting for your decor. I have a little bit of my green fur under it, and you see here, if I go over here, you will see our little tags on top of our planters, and you see it's already very hard sometimes to see, so I'm very happy that I used white instead of another color, because sometimes colors can make also that you can see whatever you made. So I'm happy with the white color, and I'm just hoping you enjoyed and just got a little bit inspiration of my little tray with 3 planters. So here you see our 3 planters and my little tray also on my hand, but this is a little bit the true coloring, because I thought maybe it's also a little bit better if I show you the true colors, how they turned out. and I am very happy with it. I'm sorry if I am shaking a little bit because on one hand it's always a little bit hard and do the camera. So this was my DIY, and like I said, I hope you just got a little bit of inspiration with it, and I wish you all a beautiful Sunday, because eventually this is the Sunday fun day. Have fun and be blessed. So, and before we go to our second DIY, we hope you join us coming Sunday, the 25th of April, again in our Sunday Fun Day challenge we are hosting with the beautiful Trish and Kay from the Crafty Cousins. So join us again next Sunday for the Sunday Fun Day challenge.
Hey everyone, Dyanne here from decoeasy. I have, first of all, the hiccups. Sorry for that. I have it the whole afternoon and it won't go away. What I'm going to do today, I have a blank canvas here in front of me, and I want to use this for some really cute fall decor. What you need for this DIY is, well, a frame. I'm using the canvas frame, some paint, maybe some fabric if you want to, a pair of brushes, and also twine. Well, miraculously, my hiccups went away. Once I started filming, it was over. That was funny. Okay, whew, this smells really... Yeah, what is this actually? It smells of wood combined with paint or something? First I'm going to remove the package of the frame. This one costed me, I think, €2 in the shop Action here, similar to the Dollar Tree. Okay, that is rubbish. What I'm now going to do, I want to reuse the canvas, so I'm not going to ruin it, but I want to cut out the canvas from the frame. So I think the best I can do is just start cutting away, cutting through the canvas, and cutting it loose from the wooden frame in the back. It doesn't have to be very precise, as long as you have enough wood to, you know, cover up the back plate. And once everything is cut, you can easily remove it away from the frame. So that's what I'm going to do first, and then I will show you how it looks like. This is the canvas, I'm putting that away. And this is the frame. I will see that there is some canvas here at the back, so just have to remove that as well. But anyway, that goes much easier than removing it on the front. Oh. There you go. I'm throwing this away immediately because this stuff really messes up my workspace. All kind of small fibers and white paint are left here. So be careful with that if you have it too. They can totally ruin your painted objects. You can leave the staples in there if you want to, but you can also remove them if that is possible. I'm not doing that because I think, well, the wood isn't that strong or from good quality. There's a ruined up one here. This one I have to remove with some tool. And this one, yeah, there it goes. And then after doing this, you have a perfectly blank frame. Just like this. The front, as you can see, it looks really cute. I'm going to clean up the space, and then I need a bigger part for the protection because this frame is larger than my cutting mat, so also going to pick that as well and clean this up. Next part is painting the frame. I'll be using this white chalk paint for the job. You can use any color you want to, and I feel like distressing today. So I'm first going to paint it white, and then you might see it here in the background. I'm going to use some gray to distress the frame, as long as the paint will come out. Yeah, there we go. So I'll just start brushing away until the whole thing is white. And the good thing about this quality of the paint is that it really, almost every material or project that I've been painting so far with this paint did a total coverage with just one layer. So that is super cool. This is way better than the chalk paint we had before. So, happy painting, and I will see you soon after the thing is white, and then we can start distressing. The frame is white, I'm going to distress it now, therefore I'm using this old towel. There is a little pile here, or actually this part here where I just put a little bit of gray chalk paint in. And then I'll take a brush, dab it into the paint, and then just start smudging it a little bit. I'm only doing this edge, so a little bit just like this. How you like it. This is your project, of course. Don't have to do the same thing. And then you can see this is what you get, just a little rough edge, nothing really harsh. But if you want to, that is your choice, of course. I'm done with distressing the frame. Just used a little bit of gray. I hope you can see it right. It's going a bit dark. And now it's time to cut out the canvas that I still have. I'm going to flip this because we want to put our canvas, just like this, up on the back of the frame. So I'm going to get Mod Podge because I think that is the best thing to have here. Put Mod Podge around here, but first, cutting the right size for the canvas is a good idea. So I'm just laying this up on the table. Or yeah, actually I'm going to glue it first. Yeah, gluing is better, I think. And then cutting away, letting it dry and then cutting away the edges. I think that's the best we can do. Just use a rich amount of podge. You will need it. And that was a pretty fast card, so. Okay, work your way around, only upon the wooden part, of course, upon the unpainted part, and make the layer nice and thick. Okay, here's the canvas. Now carefully put the frame upon the canvas. Yes. I think it is covered well enough around now. So I'm going to press this against the canvas, and then of course I need to put something heavy upon it to make the glue attach. So I'm going to use books and stuff for that. And I'm going to let this dry quite a few hours to make sure that everything is in the right place. And then we can continue with this project. The canvas is completely glued and dry behind the frame. Now I'm going to use a knife to cut off these excess parts of canvas. Canvas is done. Now it's time to make a cool print. You can paint something yourself. Actually, I prefer using prints from the internet. So I'll have just 2 sheets of paper. I'm going to lay them on top of each other. Or maybe leave this one and cut this one extra. But I first need to measure how large this is. And I want a wooden print. So yeah, I'm just going to search on Pinterest or any free image website where I can find a wood print. Here are the prints. I just searched for free wood print background, and there we have it. I'm going to cut these out and then we can use them to put in a frame. I'm going to glue them upon the canvas with some Mod Podge, and I think then everything will be nice. I brushed down Mod Podge on only this side of the canvas. Now I'm going to put the paper upon it, and then I use a clean brush to wipe over the paper to get rid of air bubbles. Here we go with the last angle. Just press it down with a clean brush. tuck it in underneath the wood a little bit. And there we go. No air bubbles. Just I'm going to do the same with the other paper. Background is done. I'm going to seal it with some more Mod Podge and a new clean brush. So just pour your Mod Podge over the wooden print so that it sets. And you're sealing your nice design. Don't forget to chuck in the edges as well. This is a nice and sealed background. Now it's time to decorate the painting, and therefore I found some really cute printables here on the internet, just with different patterns and different shapes and sizes. I'm going to cut these out so I can, Mod Podge them all over here. First I'm going to cut them out separately, and then piece by piece I can start cutting away. I always find it a good idea to make black lines around your printables so you know where to cut and you get real clean lines. But that is just a preference of myself. Makes it much more easier for me to cut out figures like this. I really am jealous of people who can paint things like this by hand because I can never get that done. So that's why I prefer to use printables from the internet. Maybe you can also use fabric if you like. That is totally up to you. Or use other figures like a scarecrow or leaves. Just do what makes you happy for your fall printable painting. This is actually a current idea. Might change, I don't know. But before we're going to continue, I want to show you this. These are really cute letters, from Scrabble. I don't know how much it cost me, I think 2-3 euros. From Action, so I'm going to make some really cute words or word with this. And the word needs to be somewhere here on top because that part is quite blank still. This is always such a struggle. First I kept the blocks inside of the package, but that doesn't work, so better to throw everything up on the table and turn everything over so you can find as fast what you're looking for. Tell me, how do you guys do this? Are you doing the same, or do you have it sorted out before you start crafting? Write it down in the comment section, because I think that there is a smarter way to solve this than doing it like I'm doing it right now. So suggestions are more than welcome. These are the words that I want to have upon the DIY project. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to glue all the pumpkins in the right place. Then I will be using beeswax to stain these letters because they're a little bit too light now in my opinion. And while using beeswax they get darker. So yeah, almost there. I have fake Mod Podge for this job. This was from Action. Again, like almost all our craft supplies come from Action. I'm using this because this stuff is 17 times cheaper in the Netherlands than real Mod Podge. And it works practically the same. The only thing you don't have to do with this is sealing your project because it ruins up the ink if you printed something. It starts mixing up all the colors, even if you let it dry for a few hours. So for sealing, I always use the real Mod Podge, but this stuff is excellent for gluing. So that's why I use it for now. Okay, here we go. Oh, almost forgot my clean brush for wiping away the air. They, yes. Always starting first in the center and then working my ways outside. And by doing this, you get really neat glued items. Okay, a few more to go. I'm just finished gluing and I realized I forgot one. Why? This was the cutest. Well, I tried to fit it in, but, well. Sleepy me, I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, I think it looks so cute. All the colors mixed in together really well. This one is pretty white actually, so I don't mind that this one isn't in the picture. I'll save it for later use. I think I'm going to make some more decor for fall season. So yeah, just keep it. Time to start. What was I about to say? Time to start putting beeswax on the wooden blocks. For the letters, let this dry. Once it is dry, I'm going to seal it with Mod Podge. Here is the beeswax. You can apply it to the wood with a piece of cloth, or as I'm doing, using a brush. I'm wearing a glove on one hand because this stuff is quite aggressive. And really it gets everywhere. And you can easily apply too much, like I just did there. Well, on the other hand, then I don't have to pick new beeswax soon. Just brush it out gently. I'm just wiping the excess beeswax back in the jar. And then this is how it's starting to look. So leave this to dry. There's way too much on this part. So using quite a big brush for this job, so it was maybe handy to pick a smaller one, but on the other hand, I'm always using the same brush because it's pretty hard to clean. And this stuff is also pretty smelly, you won't get the smell off easily, so that is why I'm pretty much using always the same brush for this job. Okay, leave it there to dry, and I'm really happy with my gloves. I'm going to continue, and you will see the final results soon. Okay, the letters are almost dry. I also sealed this pumpkins. Now I'm going to glue the letters upon the painting. Therefore, I'll be using all-purpose glue. No hot glue, no Mod Podge or anything else, because I was so messy that I also beeswaxed the back parts of the letters, and that is, yeah, actually a bad thing for the glue to attach. So I'm using only small drips of this all-purpose glue and then putting it gently upon the painting. There they are. Yeah, pretty happy with how they look like now. I didn't press them really firmly, to be honest. Only just slightly, little bit. Oh, that was the camera. Because I didn't want everything to be super straight, just a little playful. Now I'm going to let everything dry, and then we're done. The final result of the pumpkin DIY. Just using paper, wooden letters, and a pair of canvas together with a wooden frame. Just paint it, and really you can make the most amazing farmhouse things with just a canvas. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Let us know in the comment section what you think of this DIY, and if you have questions, suggestions, or anything else you'd like to tell us, please don't hesitate, just write it below. We love to read your comments.
So these were already our DIYs for this Sunday Funday challenge. And of course, Kay and Trish, thank you so much for hosting this together with Dyanne and me. We are so thankful for that. And everyone, go check out the playlist. I linked down below in our description box, so go check it out. And of course, like I always say, enough talking, we wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day. Stay safe, take care of yourself and take care of each other. And we hope to see you in our next video. Love from Dyanne and me. Bye everyone.